Good evening, I'm Massimiliano Mazzanti, Ambassador of Italy to Uganda, Rwanda and Burundi. I wish to take this opportunity to give the warmest welcome to all participants to this important event within the Milano Digital Week. Startup Africa Roadtrip, Building Bridges with Innovation is, the title itself comes from the visionary approach of my friends Andrea Cenzoni and Lorenzo D'Amelio, which want really to stress the importance of digital innovation and digital development within Africa nowadays. I wish to take this opportunity also to apologize with them and apologize with all of you for not being live present at this important event. Unfortunately, I've been summoned by the president himself, and I will be having actually a meeting in the same moment in which this important event will be held in Milan. Let me take this opportunity also to go back a little bit on the trip we've been doing so far together with Startup Africa Roadtrip. We started in summer 2019 with an event at actually the residence of the Ambassador of Italy, and with the support, full support and sustain of the Italian Embassy, the 4 important startups, African startups at the time, were identified as an example of those sectors which were particularly important for and worth of attention for the development of digital innovation in the Ugandan economy. I still remember actually that the first place was for Her Health Uganda, and healthcare concept, a very simple one, which was targeting needs, especially of women. Actually, as you know, gender-based violence, teenage pregnancies, and maternal health care is still an issue in Africa, and certainly remains an issue in Uganda, although it represents quite a modern economy in comparison to others of the region. Second one was Gorilla, another example. From healthcare we passed to agribusiness with the Gorilla coffee, which was the impact of agribusiness, so mainly what is the fabric of this country, of Uganda in particular, but Rwanda is roughly the same, in Burundi even more, where 85-90% of the economy is still defined strictly by agricultural development and agricultural cultivations. Local farmers involved in this Gorilla project had the possibility to develop their own micro business, at the same time supporting the survival of gorilla in the very important windy forest. Protection of wildlife remains quite an important issue, and that they are definitely an asset for the development of tourism in African countries. So they remain at the top actually of the list of possibly startup business and digital innovation and digital development, which is hardly needed in these modern times. The third place I still remember was from Zembo. Zembo addressed actually another electrical motorcycles, was addressing another difficult issue, viability, pollution, and the difficulties that actually big cities in Africa are still facing in terms of environmental challenges. Last but not least, the special award was given at the time to Swipe to Pay. Access to finances actually remains one of the main issues in Africa. The possibility of having loans from banks remain actually a dream for many, and the interest rates applied are very often so high that they actually make practically starting up pretty difficult. That's why new tools for access to finance are hardly needed. So healthcare is certainly one. Agribusiness remains in general one of the most important ones. Mobility and environmental impact remain at the top of the agenda. And of course, access to finance, that has to be easy. Access to electricity, access actually to easy finance in a country in which it's difficult to define what development is sometimes, and what actually true needs of people are. Everything is relative in the more actually Einstein way, which means that a borehole producing a simple manual pump to pump water in a village is quite an achievement and can be addressed within agribusiness itself. Of course, Africa itself is developing pretty much. 633 tech hubs in 2009. The capitals and actually the resources invested in digital innovations roughly actually reached $2 billion. These are all indicators of development, the potential in this continent and actually in the three countries that I'm talking about and that I represent for the Republic of Italy. Uganda is certainly one of those, Rwanda is another. And I believe that these kind of platforms, being basically these economies composed by small, medium enterprises, if not micro enterprises, are the only true ignitor of possible development. That's why I fully support the efforts of our friends Andrea and Lorenzo. I fully support Startup Africa Roadtrip within this Startup Africa Roadshow that has been touching a few other cities. And I wish to remember that Africa is certainly the new frontier. Also what concerns innovation and digital development. I wish to take this opportunity to thank again our friends from Digital Africa Roadtrip. I'm very eager to see them again in Kampala very soon because we have a new season, new events actually to support politically, economically, and more on public diplomacy. Startups are the core and the heart of modern African economies. Big industries remain actually in the background, but the true possibility of having a very quick impact on the economies, on African economies, comes only from startups. I wish to take this opportunity, of course, to thank you all for being part of this important event. I wish to thank again my friends Andrea and Lorenzo and Startup Africa Roadtrip for having me part and the sort of testimonial of the importance of this project. And as I repeat again to Andrea, I'm very eager to see you guys again here in Kampala for the next phase of our common Startup Africa Roadshow and Road Trip together. Thank you very much.